Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, right now I'm going to be doing a Claire Tarot reading for the collective whole. This is an energy update. I asked the collective what this update was going to be about, and I was told it's time to let go. What we're letting go of is probably going to be different for each person. I can't shuffle again. It's probably going to be different for each person, and that's okay. We're all different. We're all at different parts of our journey. We're all dealing with different circumstance, so definitely going to be different for each of us. Okay, let me just start pulling some cards. Ooh. How are you guys doing? Good morning, everyone. Let me just shuffle really quick. I think I've processed enough of my salty over the past couple of days. I think I've definitely identified the root causation of my salt. And I've been addressing it since last night. So it's been a good couple days. Definitely been a good couple days. Good couple days of salty. Okay. Oh, that's a good card. Definitely a good card. Oh, again. That card's come up twice in the past 2 days. All right, here goes. Oh, 2 cards. Well, that's funny. I pulled out 2 cards. Okay. So, card number 8, the path. You're on a path that's leading you back to your more authentic self. Sometimes that path is not one that you will just simply walk through. Sometimes you're going to have to make a conscious decision to climb. Now, that climbing can be very, very difficult. If you've ever done rock climbing, if you've ever done any type of climbing, sometimes the climb does not involve ladders, okay? For spiritual growth, oftentimes you won't have a ladder to climb. You'll have to choose how to get up to where you need to be. And if you're going to be carrying excess weight, that's going to be a harder climb. I don't know if you realize that. So the path, she's needing to climb out of the dark night of her soul, okay, into a new day. And that's what we have to choose. We have to consciously choose if we're going to leave behind the thought patterns, the feelings that have been causing us to feel extra heavy, extra extra salty. So card number 5, cultivate love. Love within yourself, okay? It's time for you to cultivate the kind of environment that makes you happy. It's not someone else's job to make you happy. It's your job to find and maintain your own happiness, okay? And if you're going to sit there and ask about, well, what's the point of relationships then if they're not there to make me happy? They're there for you to share your happiness with, not to make you happy, not to find it for you and try and maintain it for you. They're there to share that happiness with you, to share their own happiness with you. It's not your job to make someone else happy. They have to make themselves happy, just like it's not their job to make you happy. All right. So you have to choose to cultivate an environment of love. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to force yourself to only exist in one state of being. You guys have seen me for the past couple of days being salty AF. That's because I'm a whole person. I'm a whole person. Some people would say, well, if you're going to have that kind of attitude, you shouldn't go live because it affects the way people see you. People need to see me as a whole person. They need to see me in my good and my bad. I'm not here to present just like a polished public image. Because if that was the case, I will only ever go live when I'm in a good mood and done up. Obviously, I just woke up. So the goal in life is not to look polished, is not to present yourself as a specific type of way. The goal in life is to just be, to allow people to witness you in your authenticity and allow them to decide, is this something I want to be around or not? And if they don't want to be around you, it's no loss to you. It's really no loss to you. Okay. Um, there's going to be opportunities, and these opportunities are going to be very subtle. Okay. Just like how light from a crescent moon is typically much more subtle than light from a super moon, a full super moon. This is going to be a very subtle opportunity, but nonetheless, it is an opportunity. So it's up to you if you're going to take that opportunity or not. Are you going to allow yourself? Oh, okay. I don't feel as salty today, so I'll go ahead and share the information. For some of you, this has to do with another person. The two of you have been hiding from yourself and from each other the truth of the connection, the truth of how intertwined your roots actually are, your energetic roots. This is a soul connection. This is a very subtly noticed opportunity to reconnect, to have a shared awareness. Now, I'm not going to say that this is I'm not going to say that this is necessarily something romantic. For some of you, this is. For others, it's not. But I will say this is a very deep soul connection that's being brought forward. It's time to let go of the hurt that caused the separation. There were a lot of assumptions that were flung around. There were a lot of assumptions that were flung around, and then, butt hurtness occurred, bitch assness occurred, and the both of you just basically went full dark mode. Well, it might be time to turn off the stealth mode. I don't know. It might be time to turn off the stealth mode and just have a conversation. Okay? Have a conversation. There's adventures waiting to happen. Okay, so what is this about? Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting. So, if you look at this area is basically just it's a cut off area that was placed on top of an image of a waterfall. I'm having a lot of messages coming in. So for some of us, we need to understand that's water under the bridge, the tropical bridge. Okay. So we need to let some of that go. For others of us, we need to let go of the need to hold on to something that really is just not good for you. Okay. Some of us are really clinging to like this hope that, that some person comes back and, don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you used to. I know that you're gonna have it your way or nothing at all. Don't go chasing that waterfall. Card number 24, you belong to paradise. This is just such a ridiculous. For those of you with the message, for those of you that are feeling the resonance of the message to let bygones be bygones, let it be water under the bridge. Okay. That's like a bird of paradise right there, right? Right there, bird of paradise. Those are like, I don't know, tropical birds or something. Piper! um, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if Piper's mom is watching. I'm sorry for just screaming his name. But here's the thing, card number 24, you belong to paradise. Okay. And there it is. There's paradise. So, for some of you, this circumstance is something that you need to allow at this point. Okay. It ties into this opportunity for a reconnection. You belong together. Not necessarily in a romantic sense. Sometimes that belonging together has more to do with work, soul work you're supposed to do together. I've noticed that this life that we all are in right now, this life, for many of us, this is a life where we get the opportunity to clear massive amounts of karmic debt, karmic load. This is a time where we can begin resolving resolving karmic lessons that were not completed in previous lives and begin accruing some dharma. Okay. So, card number 41, sovereignty. Regardless of which message resonates, you are a sovereign soul. You decide for yourself how you want to process this, how you want to move forward from this. You may have a really deep, intertwined connection with another individual, but if that individual does nothing but hurt your feelings, Michael said, then you have to look within yourself to see why your feelings keep getting hurt. That's that's fucked up. I thought you were my homie. Why do you keep saying shit like that? Okay. So y'all heard his message. Y'all heard his message. I don't believe that applies to me. Um, it's about your sovereign free will, okay? About you figuring out for yourself why your path is going the way it is, which people you do need to have a reconnection with, and which people you need to just let go, okay? Just some people just need to be let go. Mm-hmm. Hold on. Mm-hmm. Lucky, are you a friend of Michael? I think you are. Michael is right, huh? Okay, relax. Relax. So just kind of allow yourself to dang-a-lang in the light of your truth, the truth that you keep hidden from so many people. That moon energy is it's basically the face of you that's the most authentic, that you keep very, very hidden because for whatever reason you're ashamed of how that face looks or how people receive it. My moon is Capricorn. So when people start to be like, "Ooh, she's abrasive," it's Capricorn. That's me. So, card number 38, abundance. We have the opportunity right now to clear the blockages that have been preventing us from accepting our natural birthright, okay? Our abundance. What is that? What is that? Oh, I thought it was a lion, but it's a pig. Michael has jokes today. He has jokes today. I totally was like, there's a lion in this picture? No, it's not a lion, it's a pig. Just too much. You got jokes today, Mikey. You got jokes. Okay. A lot of squirrels, dang-a-langin'. A lot of squirrels. So, as part of your lesson for bringing in that abundance, understand there will be a lot of squirrels in your life trying to dangle off these nuts. Okay. And if you allow them, then that's another blockage that forms. It is time for you to just go forward and reclaim your birthright. This is not something anyone can keep from you. This is something that you have been keeping from yourself. So if you want to begin that conversation within yourself where it's like, oh yeah, people keep trying to blah, 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 and this and that. No, You're the only one that can keep it from yourself. It's just you. You don't answer to anyone else when it comes to this birthright. You don't have to ask anyone else to be able to access this birthright. Again, it's just you. You're the only one that can access it. You're the only one that can deny yourself from receiving it. Card number 7, pause in your journey. How tragic is that? Gaping wound in the chest. Oh, okay. Okay. That's one hell of a message. It's time to pause and allow yourself to assess the wound within your heart that has been festering for so long. Okay. Many of us have had wounds inflicted on our heart space, and we haven't allowed ourselves to address that hurt. We haven't allowed ourselves to process why we felt that hurt in the first place. And for some of us, we've held on to this pain for so long that we've begun to identify as the pain. You are not the wound. You are a carrier. You are the one that bears the wound, but you are not the actual wound. I found that sometimes when people begin to identify as the wound is their identity. Um, when things come along that they know will help to heal that wound, they will fight against it. They'll reject it because the healing of the wound on a subconscious level, if you identify as the wound, healing that wound means your identity will be erased. Your identity will be taken away from you. And it's time you recognize you are not a wound. You are the one that carries it. You are the one that was inflicted, but you are not the actual wound. Allow yourself to finally choose to heal, okay? Purification. So sunflowers are said to move and face the sun as it travels across the sky, right? On days where the sun is not shining, it's said that some flowers will face each other. So this is a process of purification, cutting down the things. I know that's a harsh way to put it. removing the things that obscure your ability to connect with the sunlight. On days where it's just overcast and all you see are gray skies, um, sometimes you have to allow yourself to face the other sunflowers. You yourself are a sunflower. This has a lot to do with empaths allowing themselves to be the light that shines for others, but not allowing others to shine a light for them. You have to allow yourself to receive. There's going to be many watching. For some, this is a specific individual. They are your sunshine. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. Let me just pull out some other cards. All right. Here we go. These cards are about to speak to you. Six cards flew out. I'm kind of scared. These are a lot of cards. There's a lot of cards. Okay. They're still face down. I don't know what cards they are. Please don't hurt my feelings, Mikey. I'm in a good mood today. Please don't hurt my feelings. Okay. Okay. So the star card, brightness, hope could bring excess, so be careful not to become too greedy. Oh, Lord. This has to do with reunification. The star card with 8 stars in the sky, of reunification of masculine and feminine, reunification of light and dark. A reunification on so many different levels, layers, and dimensions of existence. Now, you see her pouring out water from two containers. This tells me that there are two individuals involved and they're being emptied right now. You're being emptied so you can be ready to receive higher levels of energy, higher levels of dimensional consciousness. This has to do with letting go. You have to let go in order to receive. In order to climb higher, you have to let go of what you're gripping onto, right? It's a matter of reaching for something and letting it go, reaching for something and letting it go. That's how you climb. You reach and let go, reach and release, reach and release. So, uh, this card is telling me for some of you, you have to allow yourself to reach out. You have to allow the other person to reach out. And then you have to release the very blockages, emotions, feelings, thoughts that have been keeping you walled off. That's what that card's telling me. Six of Swords, boat over water, turning boat out of troubled waters into calmer ones. So this tells me there's been a lot of conflict between you and someone else, you and a group. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. It almost seems as though that's you and the inner child, whoever it is that you're having conflict with. For some of you, this is not going to resonate for everyone. And there were six other individuals who attempted to be a part of this, whatever this is, whatever this process that was occurring, whatever it was. There were six other people who attempted to sink that boat. So it was either you or it was the other person that allowed the opinions, the words, all the gossip, all the BS that was being spread, discussed by six other individuals. But I think that period is over. Whoever allowed that into their ship is now turning away from that. They're plugging up the holes. They're not listening anymore. Either they're not listening anymore to the BS or you're not listening anymore to the BS. And reunification should be taking place either energetically or in real life. I don't know. Page of Pentacles. They've learned, or you've learned. Page of Pentacles is about the student. Whoever it was that needed to learn firsthand about the gravity of the connection, learned that lesson in a painful way. And now it's like they cherish your energy. Pentacles to me is energy. It's a currency, bioelectric currency. Okay. Apparently this is a rock. I looked at it and the first thing I thought of was buffalo, bison. So bison run headfirst into the storm. It's almost this sense that you have to face this head on. You have to stop running away from it. Running away from it just prolongs it. Whatever it is some sort of connection. It's some sort of conversation that needs to take place. It is what declaration? I just heard declaration. Declaration of what? Of truth? It's a declaration of truth that needed to be said. It needed to be shared because this is a truth that's been withheld for a long time. And in the absence of this truth being told, each of you went ahead and began telling yourself stories because you didn't get the truth from the individual straight from them. Instead of allowing it, requesting the conversation take place, you created your own storyline within your mind. And that is what led to a lot of the disharmonic um, feelings between the two of you. And this might not be a romantic thing. For some people, this might be a really, really important friendship, important connection, soul connection. It's not necessarily a romantic thing. For some of you, it is romantic. Um, oh, Three of Wands in reverse. You've been blinding yourself to what's been going on. Um, Either you or the cross watcher has been blinding themselves from what's actually going on. Oh, how sad. I never noticed this. How sad. What are the three boats? Three times that were tried? So, Three of Wands in reverse, okay? If you look, 1, 2, 3. 3 times they watched the boat sail away, or you watched the boat sail away. 3 times they needed to hold on to something to steady themselves from the earth-shattering realization that they missed yet another opportunity. So, what? Um, okay, I don't, this seems like a very specific message, so it's not going to apply to everyone. 3 times there was an opportunity to reconnect. 3 times that fell through, and they watched, or you watched the person slipping away, sailing away yet again. And each time they reached out and needed someone again to hold on to help steady them. So it's not necessarily that they were playing games. It's more of a sense that they were reaching out to you, or you were reaching out to them, and it seemed like that communication, that attempt fell through, and it just it knocked them down, and they ended up holding on to someone else in order to steady themselves. And it seems like it's the same someone over and over, because those wands have um the same configuration of leaves. One on the left, one on the right, one on top. So, seems like it's the same person. They look like the same sailboat. So, 3 opportunities. 3 of 3. 3 opportunities missed, 3 attempts to hold on and steady themselves. 8 of Cups, many problems, turning your back and walking away, and knowing nothing more can be done. Oh, that's so sad. All right, so, 5 and 3. 5 being the number of change, 3 being the number of a solid foundation. Combined, if you allow the change and the foundation to solidify, there is a reunification that takes place right before the walking away occurs. There you go. 8 of Cups. So energy problems, turning your back and walking away. Maybe it's in that walking away that whoever needed the clarity, needed that that one little thing that would push them beyond their comfort zone, push them into a state of wanting to express truth. Maybe that walking away is what was necessary. Ooh, 84, 26, 28, 58. That's interesting. What time is it? 8:09 at 89%. What the fuck? Okay. Oh, well, that's some shit, isn't it? That is some shit. I noticed these details in the cards. Like, I notice something new every time that I never noticed before. So King of Cups. Uh, King of Cups, man over 25 years old, blue eyes, fair or brown hair, and they're gentle, emotional, and shy. So if you're dealing with someone, you know who this reading is about. They've been very emotional and shy. It's been very hard for them to find the courage. Okay, so the ship hasn't sailed away, it's coming back. There's the ship, okay? For some of you, it's coming back. But whoever this person is, if it's you, if it's the other person, look at that. Okay, you're the King of Cups, the King of Receiving. You have a spade around your neck. You're a fucking Jedi. DJEDI, Jedi. They're said to be the most advanced tactical training. They were warriors. They were, I think, monks. They were tasked with protecting the pharaoh. You can read up on this. Jedi, DJEDI. The Jedi from the movies were based on them. But that spade on top of the solar plexus, this is whoever this card represents, they need to find their strength. They need to find their strength. They need to find their courage. They need to stop just sitting in that seat, thinking about how everything is so effed, because that boat is coming back. That's heading towards the shore. Shit, I wish I had my laptop. I wish I had Wi-Fi. There is a cetacean right there, okay? And it is jumping out of the water. If I remember right, they do that breach. That's a good one. They're breaching. They're jumping out of the water. Usually, I believe it's said that they breach out of the water, out of celebration. Breaching your defenses. Whoever this card signifies, they're breaching your defenses. You're breaching their defenses, whichever one. That wall is crumbling. It's coming down. Down, 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 down. Do, 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 do. Okay. Hold on. I'm told to pull a couple cards from here. So letting go. It's time to let go. It's time to stop chasing waterfalls. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you used to. I know that you're gonna have it your way or nothing at all. Fucking A. Sorry. All right. Here goes. Let me just shuffle it one more time. I feel like Michael's trying to set me up or something. So I'm going to shuffle it one. Oh, good God. I knew it. I knew it. Oh, shit. The book fell. I wanted to read from the book, though. The book didn't fall. That shit got slapped out of my hand. Michael said, no, read it with intuition, not from the book. You fucking asshole. Card number 21, Sagittarius, I see. So, okay. What I'm getting from this, one of you is a runner. One or both of you. Ooh, I think it's both of you. Sagittarius, I see, 21. Blackjack, spade, Jedi. So 21, blackjack. The game is done. The game is done. Whatever game was going on, 21, someone hit 21. The game is done. Both of you have been running. You think that you've been running away from each other. Y'all have been running together. Together. Okay. Someone's been piggybacking off your Sagittarius ass. Oh, okay. Okay. So Sagittarius is a master archer. I'm getting what? 310. The fuck is that? 2, 3, 23, bitches. Sorry, guys. So, Sagittarius is a master archer, right? Either you're dealing with a Sagittarius, you're a Sagittarius, or they have Sagittarian type energy. Maybe they're a Scorpio Sagittarius cusp, Sagittarius. What comes after Sagittarius? Uh Capricorn. That's the middle ground. Middle ground. Huh. So those are the three signs. Sagittarius, Scorpio, and Capricorn. This is some fuckery. Oh my god. What? Okay. So then there's this like sundial looking thing, and I'm told read the clock, read the time. And to me, that said 310. 310, 310. 3 being the number of a solid foundation, 10 being the knowledge of a need to go on a journey, go on a freaking. This is an opportunity for an adventure. And then I was like, but what? What if it's not minutes? What if it's the actual numbers? So 2 and 3 is where the arms are pointing. 2 and 3, 23. 2 being the number of guidance, 3 being the number of a solid foundation. Something solid is coming forward. It's coming forward. It's needing to be acknowledged. 2 plus 3 is 5, 5 being the number of change. So something needs to change. You're needing to let go of this need to run. Wild horses run faster. Run faster. Okay. So that's what that card is telling me. Card number 44, solar eclipse revolution. So 4 and 4 is the number of two equals standing side by side. And as they merge together as one being, one essence, it becomes the number 8, 8 being the number of reunification for all of infinity. Okay. So for all of infinity, you're going to have this connection. And this connection, there was an attempt to sever it, but severing is not allowed. It's not allowed. The gravity of the two of you, the gravity of the two of you was too bright. The potentiality was just far too bright, too difficult to process. It was so bright that it created light blindness. And so what needed to happen in order for the 4 and the 4 to recognize the need to be shoulder to shoulder, you both needed to experience separately yet together a very, very intense dark night of the soul. One so dark that it's the equivalent of a solar eclipse, an eclipsing of your light, your shadow aspects, the things that have been hidden. And I think part of what was hidden was this connectivity. This connection was too difficult for either one or the other or both to process, to acknowledge, to accept. So what ended up happening was a third party circumstance. Card number 35. 3 plus 5 is 8. 3, again, being the number of a solid foundation. 5 being the number of change. You felt like you were on rocky ground, or maybe even a foundation that was no longer existent. Change needed to occur in order for you to recognize the solid foundation from which the two of you really have always existed upon. 11th house, friends. 11 being the number of divinity. It was a friend that took advantage of the circumstance, the hurt. There was a tremendous amount of hurt that occurred for either one or both of you. And for one of you, I don't know which one of you turned to a friend. That's what this shit is. They thought the boat sailed away, so they turned to a friend who took advantage of that vulnerability. They took advantage, absolutely took advantage. And they whispered sweet nothings in the person's ear and had you pushed out. forcibly pushed you out of the mind. But again, that connection can't be denied. And so they, again, 3 times it seems, 3 times this was attempted, an attempt to reach out, attempt to reconnect. 3 times it seems as though the boat was missed. And again, they reached out for the friend, or maybe the friend um they were quietly suffering through that sense of being left behind again, and that friend was like, no, don't look over there, focus on me instead. That's intense. That's intense. That's why I don't go out. That's why I don't go anywhere. I just sit at home. I sit at home and I stay in my own lane, so none of this shit. I don't, yeah, no. Mm-mm. So that's very intense. Letting go. Sometimes we need to recognize the letting go actually makes it easier to hold on. Oh, what the hell does that mean? What does that mean? You had me say that. I don't even know what the hell that means. I think I know what that means. As long as you continue to hold on to things that are old, things that are outdated, things that have expired, circumstance, feelings, thoughts, um, old connections that have expired, you won't have the ability to hold on to the new stuff, to the stuff that actually will benefit you and your journey. Let go of the old so you can hold on to the new. What the fuck does that mean? I'm assuming whoever needed to hear that knows what that means. Oh, well, whatever. Whatever. So you have to let go of the person. I'm sorry. I have a lot of throat blockages being cleared right now. So, whoever this is that's holding on, you have to let go of the person that you're holding on to, that you've been basically using. Thank you, Daddy. That you've basically been using to hold yourself up because of the disappointment you felt when you thought the ships sailed away. So long as you're holding on to that, you're not going to be able to hold on or receive, allow yourself to receive the things that you need to receive. Right. Hands-free spirituality. You can Bluetooth it. Bluetooth. Not Bluetooth. Bluetooth it. Hold on. Let me just shuffle the cards. Get you guys a final card. And then maybe I'll come on and do Pisces, because I love Pisces. All right. I love all the other signs too. Don't get all butthurt. But, let's be honest here. I'm a Pisces myself, okay? So I'm a little bit biased towards Pisces. All right. I think I'm going to choose to not be salty today. Okay. Oh, well, look at that. 1 plus 7 is 8. 17. 1 plus 7 is 8. There you go. The human gift. Card number 17. Oh, heart, what is your excuse for all these blunders? Such loyalty is offered by the beloved, yet so much treason comes from you. Such kindness is offered by the beloved, yet so much defiance and resistance comes from you. Such grace is offered by the beloved, yet so much fault and failure comes from you. Such attraction is offered by the beloved with sweetness and generosity, yet such jealousy comes from you with so much doubt and suspicion. Do you bemoan your lack of faith? Do you berate yourself, blazing angel, because you have moments where you cannot bring yourself to trust and love more than you trust in your fear? Do you lament and worry that you could or should be living in greater surrender? And yet, when is light more precious than when it arises from darkness? When is trust more admirable than when it involves a certain yet bold leap of faith? O human angel, your path is perfection in the divine sense, not in some artificial absence of struggle, but in the wrestling of darkness and light that ignites the fire within your holy heart. So rise up now from your doubts and admonishments, and let your human self be loved. Even for all the doubt, you are still a cherished one of the great beloved and always shall be. Be kind to your heart. You may believe it to be weary from doubt and distrust, so much heartbreak and so much agonies, yet still it beats. Still it persists with unquestioning allegiance to life. What a grand heart it is, this sacred heart of yours. How can it be worthy of anything other than tenderness, gratitude, acknowledgement, and appreciation? Do not plague your heart with falsehoods and expectations of some disembodied perfection. The perfection of your heart is that it still loves. Even if you try to stop it with some notion of self protection from future hurt through doubt or fear, still it loves. It is perfection that hopes even after despair, that it holds compassion even after experiences of fear. So then, what is there left to do but breathe the grandest sigh of relief and allow yourself the essential luxury of peace within? So then everything is all right. Even if at some moments it seems not to be, still your heart beats in honor of life. The heart can be nurtured and coaxed into gentle acceptance of all that is, and the divine sight will become available to you. Yes, sacred sight is what is behind this oracle for you now. You are meant to be witnessing something important, something that will make the presence of the divine in your affairs more real to you. It will be something you can come to count on at all times, and in that, gain greater peace and the realization that yes, it's safe to trust and surrender. Indeed, it's the only safe, sane, and sensible way to live. It's also the most fun way to live, and you are allowed to live this way if you so choose. It's not shrinking your duty as a responsible adult. It's not deluding yourself and turning away from the real world. Rather, surrender is placing responsibility where it's best placed, firmly in the hands of that part of you wise enough to know the great beloved is wiser still, and that your life unfolds according to the great beloved's grace. So for now, take comfort in this oracle. Just for a moment, let your heart be honored and loved by you. And imagine that you can crack open a window in the dustier chamber of your own heart temple to let the light of the divine stream in. You may see the angel reaching to assist you. You may receive the gift of understanding, insight, and revelation. You may feel peace, or you may finally allow your heart to break once more, to shed those old grievances and be free and fresh to live and love again. Or you may quietly realize you are human. You are light and dark, of heaven and earth. What a perfect blend you are of all that can possibly be. You are an extraordinary living divine experiment in the making, and you are sacred, cherished, and loved by the great beloved. So do not fear your fear, but do doubt your doubt with compassion. Let it be and let it go. You are a human after all, and your journey is beyond description. Just remember, if you are ever in need of the great beloved, there is a place where sacred tryst is always available to you, in the temple of your heart with the window cracked open, so that doubt can fly out and love can breathe freely. This oracle comes with special guidance. You are or soon will be seeing with greater clarity and insight a situation that has been obscured to you in the past. You may be startled by what you perceive, so much so that you second guess yourself or chalk it up to wild imagination on your part. You are asked to trust in your perceptions that when they come from the heart, although you may perceive, um, although what you perceive may be darkness, there will be no judgment in it. See what is truthfully there. Be in the compassionate nature of your heart, and you shall also be shown the most graceful way to become clear and free of darkness, either within yourself or within the others in the world around you. So, this is really about letting go of your assumptions, your perceptions that developed in the presence of silence. Again, conversations were needing to take place either within yourself or with another person, and these conversations never actually occurred. And so, in the absence of the words that you needed to hear, the truth that needed to be spoken, you created your own story. And that story was one of the most painful ones you've ever written for yourself. So it's at this point that you can either let go of that book and know a better story is being written, one more in alignment with your truth, more in alignment with what you know to be true. Um, oh, that's deep. Stop allowing yourself to believe your own lies are truth just because they came out of your own mouth. Stop believing that your own lies are truth just because they came out of your own mouth. Sometimes, sometimes when we don't hear the story from the person, the author of that story, and we make up our own ending, and that ending is very tragic, sometimes um, it's because we have such a distorted perception of what we deserve, what um, what what our connection with other people are. That's deep. Stop believing your own lies. It's time to let go, right? Let go. It's time. Let go of the lies you've told yourself. Let go of the stories that you fabricated because of the absence of communication. Let go of your need to hold on to the hurt to justify why you're not worthy, because you're the only one that thinks you're not worthy. And for some, the message is coming through. You're the one that maintained that blockage. You're the one that maintained that wall that was erected between you and whoever this is to you. And again, this might not even be a romantic thing. This could be a friendship. This could be a connection with a family member, a parent, a sibling, whatever it is. It's time. If you can't let go of that story, then you have to allow that story to be rewritten. Okay? It's time for you to not keep yourself held to the same place, the same thoughts, the same circumstance. So long as you keep holding on to that hurt, that anger, the story that you told yourself, regardless of how accurate that story actually is, um, that shackles you to that moment. It prevents you from growing. So if you're wondering why you haven't grown, it's been how many years and you've been stuck in a dark night of the soul. Um, oh, Oh, wow. I hear maybe you should open your window and let that sunshine in. Oh, that's deep. Wow. Some of y'all are really going through stuff. Hold on. So I'm being shown a game board. It is a chess board, black and white. Um, and it's on like a really ornate table, and we're by a fireplace, and these chairs are beautiful. They're really like luxurious, very plush, oversized chairs. It seems like old times. Well, I want to say like middle ages, dark ages, not middle ages, dark ages. And I'm looking at this chessboard, and I hear we are not binary. We're not just the blacks and the whites. We don't exist in the blacks and the whites. Okay. The game is done. Stop playing a game that is so outdated. Chess is what's being played. Like, instead of finding the courage to communicate, it's like the two of you are playing a game of chess, like who can put the other person in checkmate first. um, that game is outdated. It's time to stop allowing yourself to participate, to partake, to play the game. That game is binary, and you are not binary. You are a dynamic energy. Allowing yourself to be bound to a time where it's simply black and white does not grow you. So, someone once asked me to define God. What's my definition of God? Because I truly believe that once you begin to try and define God, place labels on God, this God essence, it ceases to be what it is, which is unnameable, unknowable, undefinable, right? So when they asked me to define God, the only definition that I could think of to accurately communicate my personal beliefs on what God is. God is the everything and the nothing and the spaces in between. God is the light and the dark and the gray space in between. The space where the light plays with the darkness and shadow is created, creating texture, dimension. So if you want to exist in either light or dark, you are really, really limiting yourself. If you want to assign someone a dark role and you are the light, you are really, really limiting the kind of connectivity that could occur, the kind of rise that would occur if you would allow yourself to commingle and be the light and the shadow playing together. You were never meant to exist simply in the white or simply in the black. You were created, designed to play in the gray zone, the area where the greatest learning, the greatest exposure to both light and dark can occur. You are not to cut yourself off from the very things that are sent to you to grow you. This can be circumstance, it could be a person, whatever it is, if it's sent to you, excuse me, it's going to play a part in growing you. So allow it. Allow it. Michael's just saying all kind of stuff now. I think it's time to get off the live. He's saying all kind of stuff now. I don't want to process it right now. So I'm just going to get off the live. And no, you guys, it's a message for me personally. It's not that I'm keeping messages from you. So if this resonated, or just because you're on here, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe, turn on that notification bell, join me every single time I'm live. And just a friendly reminder, I am having the Blue Ray Flame certificate workshop this Sunday. So if that's something you wanted to participate in, if you wanted to get a certificate in that program, it's a condensed program, go to my website. You can check it out. It's on my homepage, emmieevolving.com. Look for the Blue Ray Flame workshop. So I'll see you guys again very soon. Bye.